Kanye West still running for president? Hello everyone, we'll be talking about Kanye West's thirst for becoming the most powerful man in the world. Stay tuned as we bring you all the details you need. In 2020, the 4th of July holiday was a solemn occasion for a nation in turmoil. Among the countless distressing political events on many Americans' mind, rapper, billionaire, and Kim Kardashian's husband Kanye West announced on Independence Day that he would enter the 2020 presidential race. West made the announcement on Twitter, urging Americans to realize the promise of America by trusting God, uniting our visions, and building our future. His most ardent supporters rushed to his aid. During the first few weeks of West's presidency, many popular media outlets chose to largely ignore him. On July 16, the New York Times published their first skeptical coverage, and the Washington Post published a similarly skeptical op-ed. However, as the campaign has sputtered along in recent months, the campaign has mobilized investigative reporters to dispel confusions and skepticism. Although it is possible to speculate on how West's lyrics could have been reflected in a potential political platform, will West subsidizing Chick-fil-A so that they are not closed on Sunday? Is he thinking about white feminism, specifically white girls like Sarah Palin, politician? How does the West view the war on terrorism in relation to other national struggles? This is unquestionably a waste of time. West's platform is hazy, and he has only held one public event. Kanye West may have missed out on being the majority of ballots for the 2020 presidential election, but even if he does not win any states this time, he has already promised to run again in 2024. That is, after he finishes tweeting the personal phone number of Forbes Media's chief content officer, Randall Lane, and videos of him peeing on his own Grammy Awards. West went on a tweeting spree after the New York Times published a new interview in which he revealed his presidential platform, which includes restoring prayer in the classroom, increasing government support for religious groups, reforming the police, and reducing household and student loan debt. While he is pro-life, he stated, "I don't want to ban, stop, or point fingers at anything. Rather, he wants to create stipends for families that need support, creating orphanages that are really high-level desirable for people to go to, and the redesign of communities and cities in general to be supportive of families." He also wants to build Birthday Lake, an eco-village where mothers can safely experience pregnancy at birth, and children can be cared for afterward. According to people close to his campaign, he's also asked his campaign staff to refrain from fornicating outside of marriage. Mercury Public Affairs, a bipartisan political consulting firm, was among those involved, though a spokesperson told the paper, "Our role was limited to help the campaign get started up, primarily by helping to recruit a ballot access team and launch that effort. That happened a few weeks ago, putting an end to our involvement." West has also enlisted the assistance of Republican-focused firm Atlas Strategy Group and several Republican operatives, including Lynn Ruhlin, an election lawyer who has worked for the Trump campaign in Wisconsin, Rachel George, a Republican consultant in Colorado, and Atlas Greg Keller, the former executive director of the American Conservative Union. This Republican team working on the rapper's behalf could lend credence on the theory that Donald Trump is using him as a spoiler candidate to try to derail Joe Biden's campaign. West also confirmed that regardless of the outcome, his presidential campaign will not end in November. "The reason I know eventually it could be 3.5 years. The reason I know eventually we'll make a great president is because I'm sensitive," he told the Times. "I'm here to help. Even as a Gemini, I can feel the energy in the room, read body language, and feel this energy, and it hurts. I was hurt for the country, not just for black people, but for all Americans. And I am saddened for all people around the world." Kanye West's political debacle serves as a reminder that while the presidency is at the forefront of many Americans' mind, it cannot be viewed as a sole mechanism for addressing societal problems or fostering social change. While this may seem obvious to some, it is easy to lose sight of during an election season that has felt especially long. The most visible manifestations of this problem is our proclivity to blame the current president for our country's ills, rather than systematic racism, economic inequality, or corruptions and incompetence at levels of government. While to some extent justified, the hysteria surrounding West's elections expounds on the myth that electoral politics, particularly the presidential elections, determine the fate of a nation's far more than anything else. This disheartening conclusion ignores citizens' power and ignores government failures on a variety of other fronts. That's all we've got for now. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button.